Joker and Harley Quinn's love story is also so full of twists and turns. Harley Quinn was once just an ordinary psychiatrist at Arkham Asylum, but during Joker's treatment, she was drawn in by his madness. Harley was captivated by Joker's overwhelming charm, fell deeply in love with him, and helped him escape. But instead of showing gratitude, Joker tortured her. Despite the torment, Harley didn't give up. To prove her love, she chased Joker on a motorcycle. She accelerated, risking her life by crashing her bike. Harley laid her bike down on the ground. She eventually stopped in the middle of the road, forcing Joker to halt in front of her. Reluctantly, Joker got out of his car. Harley furiously confronted Joker, demanding why he refused to accept her love. Joker coldly responded. Joker brought her to a chemical plant. Staring at the toxic chemical vat below, Joker asked her a life-threatening question. Without hesitation, Harley answered, surprising Joker. He warned her to think it over, but Harley's love was deeper than he imagined. She spread her arms and jumped into the vat. Joker didn't expect her to be so crazy. He intended to leave, but his heart unexpectedly softened. He took off his coat, and dived in after her to save her. From then on, they shared a passionate kiss, and Harley became the woman Joker treasured. In the music world, no one dared to provoke them. One day, a gangster boss ogled Harley, and Joker became furious. What happened next was even more baffling. Joker called Harley over and offered her to the boss. The boss was ecstatic, completely unaware of the murderous look in Joker's eyes. Just as expected, no one touches Joker's girl. Their outrageous behavior caught the attention of Batman, who had his suspicions. While Joker and Harley were speeding down the street, Batman jumped onto their car. Seeing Batman interrupt their date, she pulled out a gun and shot wildly at the roof. Joker tried to shake off Batman with a sharp turn, but their speed was too fast, and they crashed through the barriers into the river. When Batman came to check, Harley suddenly woke up and lunged with a knife. But Batman quickly knocked her unconscious. He saved her from drowning, but seeing that she wasn't waking up, he couldn't resist taking advantage. Afterward, Harley was taken to prison and locked up in a high-voltage cell by Batman. But she wasn't intimidated, instead leisurely practicing yoga, because she knew her Mr. J would come to rescue her. Meanwhile, Joker said, "I'll take you for a ride," and had his men kidnap the prison warden. At first, the warden was defiant, warning them they'd gotten themselves into trouble, but when the Underground King appeared, the warden broke out in a cold sweat, immediately showing respect. Knowing no one in the music scene dared lie to Joker, the warden obediently revealed Harley's location. He confessed that the US government had previously controlled a sorceress, but with her brother's help, she soon escaped. To retaliate, the sorceress intended to create a super-powered army. To stop her, the government gathered several mutants, forming a suicide squad to fight against them. Members included an assassin Deadshot, Captain Boomerang, an ex-Gotham gang member Diablo, and Killer Croc. And Harley was one of them. To ensure their obedience, the government injected a micro-bomb in each of their necks. If they disobeyed orders, their heads would be blown off. As they were leaving the prison, the warden secretly handed Joker's phone to Harley. Overjoyed, she knew her man was on his way. They went to a base to pick their weapons, and Harley's striking outfit captivated everyone. Thus, Harley with her signature twin ponytails and baseball bat was ready. After gearing up, the team boarded a helicopter to their mission site. Their first task was to rescue the core member, Amanda Waller. Meanwhile, Joker launched his plan, attacking the lab producing the microbombs. After a wild shootout, they reached the control center, found the scientist, and forced him to join in rescuing Harley. While the team carefully scouted the surroundings, Harley casually took the elevator. Checking Joker's messages on her phone, a monster suddenly crashed down, choking her. Harley struggled, finally managing to draw her revolver and shoot it in the head. Once done, she casually fixed her hair. Another monster then smashed through the window, throwing a punch at Harley's face, but she wouldn't back down. She swung her bat, shattering it. The Suicide Squad engaged in an intense battle with the enemies. Each member showcased their unique skills, and together, they wiped out the opposition, successfully rescuing Amanda Waller. As they reached the rooftop, ready for extraction, their rescue helicopter suddenly started firing at them. The one wielding the machine gun was none other than Joker himself. Amanda Waller ordered Deadshot to shoot Harley. Torn, Deadshot hesitated but ultimately pulled the trigger, seemingly hitting Harley. However, it turned out Deadshot intentionally missed. Joker pulled Harley onto the helicopter, and after all the hardships, they were finally reunited. embracing each other tightly. But happiness never lasts long. Amanda ordered a missile to be fired at them. In the face of danger, Joker pushed Harley out, and she landed on the rooftop unharmed, helplessly watching as Joker crashed with the helicopter. When her teammates approached, she forced a smile, though everyone could see the sorrow in her eyes. With the team's united efforts, they eventually defeated the Enchantress. Harley no longer had her usual carefree smile. She spent each day hoping Joker would come for her. Without that tragic event, but now she was left to face a lonely end. One day, as Harley was going to get her usual coffee, a sudden explosion blasted a hole in the wall. They used a chainsaw to cut through Harley's restraints. The leader of the group confidently walked in and removed his mask. It was none other than the Joker, the secret base and betrayal. After hearing Harley's story, a young girl decided to help and pulled out a diamond she had swallowed. Harley took her to her secret hideout, a place she believed the gang would never find. Joker and the girl sat on the couch, watching cartoons. Though life had thrown trouble their way, Joker seemed to finally move on from his heartbreak. That night, a gang tracked them down, firing a missile directly into their room. The house was turned into rubble in an instant. Joker and the girl managed to escape, but Harley's beloved dog was nowhere to be found. Harley couldn't understand how their safest hideout had been found. It wasn't until they were fleeing that she realized the truth. In the distance, she saw an old man packing his belongings. He was the landlord Harley trusted most in the city, the only one who had helped her during her toughest times. Harley had always thought of him as her only family in Gotham. The landlord said apologetically. Hearing this, Harley was utterly devastated. She knew all too well how human nature worked. Lacking affection since childhood, Harley had been repeatedly let down. Finally, she decided to become cold-blooded. She called the gang leader hunting them, hoping to exchange the young girl for her own safety. Their meeting place was set at an abandoned amusement park. Harley tied the girl to a toilet, hoping she'd pass the diamond before the deal. Suddenly, there was a knock on the door. Harley opened it, only to be kicked to the ground by a police officer who had been after her. The officer had gotten wind of the deal through the gang's informant. She demanded Harley hand over the girl, but Harley wasn't intimidated. She was hit in the neck with a tranquilizer dart. It was a gang member sent by the boss, who didn't plan on letting anyone off so easily. Nearby, a woman known as Black Canary tried to help the young girl, revealing herself as an undercover agent in the gang, but Harley's betrayal had been exposed, demanding Black Canary extract the diamond from the girl. Just when all hope seemed lost, Harley didn't miss the opportunity, finishing the job with a few more blows. Just then, the gang leader arrived with his men, surrounding the castle. With perfect coordination, these fierce women took down the gang members effortlessly, but just as they thought they were safe, hidden gang members outside opened fire on them. The gang leader managed to capture the young girl. Harley chased after the gang leader, who had retreated with the girl to a misty bridge. When Harley caught up, the gang leader pulled out a knife and she rushed forward, kicking the gang leader off the bridge. With a loud explosion, the gang leader was turned into pieces. Harley had finally overcome her biggest threat, and from that day on, no one in Gotham dared to cross her again.